Hi, welcome to the Managed Services platform on account management episode 5, and we are going to talk about today about pre-qualifying your existing clients. It's a typical account management work. You have to make sure that you are actually helping your clients to understand what your extra new services are as IT is moving forward, and it's always a challenge to make sure that you are able to differentiate what you already sold to your clients and what's new, like password management, IT security, or like higher end cloud services. So Mice is here with us. Welcome. And what's your thoughts about that? It's a fairly complex process to go through. Any hints and ideas?
Yeah, it doesn't need to be too complicated. One of the first things is, if you recall from episode 4, we talked about technical debt and how if your clients stagnate in the technology that they're adopting, that they're accumulating technical debt, old technologies that are limiting their potential performance, their competitiveness, their ability to compete with other businesses in their verticals and all of that, to attract talent and also just to be more competitive from a business perspective. But also, you're constantly adding new services. And so that creates a challenge for you. And how do you go out there and sell them? And unfortunately, most of the tools that you've been given in the past, in terms of reports, are all about what you're currently doing, basically what you've already sold them: backup, antivirus, threat detection, spam filtering, all that. Here's how many terabytes of data we backed up. Here's how many viruses we did. Here's how many tickets we closed. That's great. You've already sold them that. You can't sell somebody something you've already sold them. So this is about how to upsell new technologies. And anytime we pre-qualify a project almost always leads to a managed services or a managed service contract.
Yeah, so how you do that? Because that's true. Like having a retrospectively, evaluating the services. That's one part of the account management job. But like introducing new technologies, like what was the best practice for that?
So the idea here is to show people what they don't have, because that's really what people buy. I mean, if you look at anything you've ever purchased in the past, you didn't buy it because you already had it. Cars are a great example. We've all had cars for the most part. And, the last time I bought a car last year, I didn't buy it because my other car didn't get me from point A to point B, but because it didn't have the features that I was looking for in a newer car. So we need to show them what they're missing, where they have gaps. And those gaps could be things like multi-factor authentication that puts them at risk for different types of phishing or just different types of security risks. We could be something like password management that works with that as well. It could be any number of new services that you could be positioning to help mitigate risk or close the gaps where your clients are having new technology gaps.
So the qualification is based on the scoring. So using the reporting and creating those type of statements and questions which are representing the value of our new projects and services. So what's next? So you go through future score, current scores, and what's end up at the end.
Yeah, so once you've done that, what you basically achieve is a list of recommendations on how to close the gaps they currently have. And then you can use the scope of recommendations widget, and that's actually going to help you tell the story of why those solutions are now good to have for them. So it'll share the features, the benefits, what the deliverables look like. Occasionally, you have them in that there's value statements in terms of what business problems they solve. And you can also customize this to include any marketing materials you feel you need as well, because all of those projects are all templates in your catalog.
Yeah, that's so you do not have to do that with your services. Basically, you are listing out different type of projects you can do and use the projects and the value statements for the projects to discuss the potentials, right? And then as you click to the current scores, what's going to have is like a list of recommended projects, and these projects going to lead you to the MRR. So for example, like implementing a password management solution is going to lead you to like a maintenance plan and things like that.
Exactly. Every project typically leads to some kind of maintenance.
Yeah, so that's a good old way to do that, but it's a nicer way and a better, engagement. Thanks, Mice, for that. And the next episode, we are going to come back and focusing on what the next steps are. So how scheduling those projects, how to sell those projects as a whole, not just one by one, but more likely as an action plan, and how to fill the gaps there. So stay with us next week on episode 6. Thank you very much. Thanks, Mice.
Thank you.